Birdie.
Yeah.
Looking from where you're standing, because they're all kind of bunched up in the back of the room here next to this gold statue, you see the goblin casting glances up at this statue of an elf maid. And for some reason, it unnerves you. Raazu, the goblin is pleading and telling you that she'll share the rest of the treasure with you. She knows where there's more.
Very well. Lead the way.
That's nice of her.
Birdie, what do you do?
I was like, describe the statue. Is it a statue on a pedestal, and then on the ground there's another statue of a man?
It looks like two statues that are connected. The main one is this standing very tall statue of an elf maid wearing flowing robes. Reaching up from the ground is a man who's down on his knees, reaching up, and he has his hand around the small of her back, and he's also made of gold. Make a perception check.
Are these elves, or are they human, or...?
The maid is an elf. The man kneeling in front of her is human.
Do we know the difference between an elf and drow?
Yeah. Could we discern it from a gold statue?
That is a 26.
Okay. I'm going to say yes, because you have had, especially Adrex, who's an expert. But no, having dealt both with elves and drow, you can tell the difference at a glance.
Weird that they would have an elven statue.
You find something very, very almost disgusting about the man kneeling here. Because he's kneeling in such a way that, like, the back of his calves are facing upward. And he's wearing breeches that are filigreed with gold, but part of it has been chiseled away. And you see this little pile of gold nuggets and shavings piling up on the ground in front of it. And at first you think, oh, you know, the goblin is chipping away at this statue and she's going to cart it out. But looking at the statue, the thing is not made of a chunk of solid gold. There's like a layer of gold for the breeches, and then a layer for skin that's been chiseled through. And then looking in, you can see golden leg bones and tendons and muscles that have been damaged.
So, does Adrex point that out?
Everything about...
Well, Birdie sees this, because he got a perception check at 26.
Well, I'll be like, yeah. I don't think we should touch that.
Everything about this thing is gold. It's not made of gold.
This statue's holding the other statue?
The kneeling man has one of his hands up around, kind of touching the small of the back of this.
It's probably fine if we touch the man. I wouldn't touch that other statue.
Yeah.
How about we make the goblin touch it?
And at that, the goblin chimes up, speaking in common. And she says, no, statue, very dangerous, very dangerous. And then she kind of splays her hands out from her head onto the floor. And you see she's wearing chainmail gloves that are too big for her hands. And she says, need special magic gloves, but I share all of statue.
Where's this other treasure that you said you knew where it was?
And she shakes her head and insists that it's too dangerous to move. Too dangerous while the Wemmicks are here.
They're not here. They're all gone.
How did you get in here?
And she very nervously points to the secret door that you guys came through.
How did
get
you
in there?
Adrex picks up the goblin.
And she shrieks and kicks and starts beating his chest.
And let me guess, you came into this room through that door?
And she's shrieking and panicking and beating on your chest.
Oh,
Birdie whispers at Adrex, threaten to eat her.
I don't know. I don't know if I like the taste of goblin. A little too stringy. Adrex opens
the goblin
his mouth.
enthusiastically agrees. Very, very stringy.
I could do it though. I think. Yeah.
Adrex, stop terrifying the goblin.
She just walked through the whole castle like nothing happened. Like
Yeah.
She-
So
How long ago did you come here?
As long as Adrex is holding her up like this, I mean, she's just panicking, kicking and screaming.
Adrex tosses her to Raazu.
Back to Raazu?
Yeah.
Okay.
Raazu sets her down and glares at Adrex for a moment, and then
You can have this back. Raazu, you whipped someone.
yeah, and don't tempt me. I'm going to say to the goblin, where the Lemmics are gone. They've those that remain behind are either dead or in no condition to fight.
And she seems cheered by this news. There's a clink as she clasps her chainmail hands together. Looks up at Raazu and says, "Yes, boss lady does very good job. Very good job."
Yeah. So where is this treasure of yours that you're going to share with us?
And she tells you that she'll tell you where to find it if you let her go.
How about this? You show us where it is, and then we'll let you go.
And she looks over at Adrex, and then she looks back at you, and then back at Adrex. And she shakes her head. Says, "Too dangerous. Bad climbers both. Boss lady, very smart, very strong, but bad climber."
Wendy will raise a hand. I can fly.
What's next?
Wendy just did say that she can fly.
Yeah, any response from the goblin to that?
The goblin's trying to keep distance between everybody and appeal mostly to Raazu. You can't tell if
Raazu.
the goblin's impressed that you can fly or not.
Raazu points to the winged lady next to her and says, "Climbing may not be an issue."
Make an insight check. As the goblin comes up with more and more excuses about why she can't take you to the treasure directly, but she can tell you where it is. She can tell you exactly how to get there, and if you do, she'll
we have to
she'll
make
even
an
let you
insight check?
she'll even let you keep all the treasure from this room as long as you let her go. How'd that insight check go?
13.
13. She's lying about something. She's not being truthful about something, and you're not sure what.
I don't know,
Raazu bluffs and says, "There's no other treasure, is there?"
And the goblin insists that there is. And she begins describing, like holding out her hands and showing the basic size and shape, describing magic stones. And as she gives the description, you realize what she's describing are similar to the spell stones that River Leaper talked about.
Birdie runs over, grabs her by the shoulder, and starts shaking her. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they?
Raazu glares at Birdie and pushes him back.
And the goblin repeats that she'll tell you exactly where to find them, providing that you let her go.
I mean, I think you should get your whip out, honestly.
What's Adrex and Wendy doing during this debacle?
I'm starting to send my floating eye over this way.
Okay.
Because Wendy's like, alright, well, this goblin's gonna run, and then I'm gonna have to catch her. And that's the only way we're gonna get through this conversation.
Okay. You can. There's no limit to the distance you can move the eye. It just can't move to another plane of existence.
Yeah.
We need to find a way to make that permanent.
No, it's horrible.
I'm going to...
I mean, I don't see really another way.
How big are the gauntlets this goblin is wearing?
They're not gauntlets. They're chainmail gloves. They look like they're probably human-sized. They're just too big for her hands, but I mean, she can fit her fingers in them and still have some level of dexterity. Which is evident because she's apparently been chiseling away at this golden statue's leg.
Right,
As he-
golden statue.
Pushes the goblin out through the secret passageway.
Okay.
And
And she complains as you shove her through that you're hurting her.
Birdie's just looking at the statue, trying to figure a way to safely get it out.
Birdie, let's go.
Hold on.
What does that circle do? The goblin doesn't know, does it?
You ask the goblin?
Circle. Yeah.
The goblin tells you pretty patterns, nice to look at.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well,
What are you doing, Birdie, with this statue?
I'm not going to do anything with the statue because I just can't think of a way to move it without turning into a little golden kobold. So, and before I go, I hear them talking about the and I want to examine the symbols on the ground before I leave.
Make an Arcana check.
Well, that is an 11.
They're
Nice.
pretty patterns, nice to look at.
Well, Birdie does that. I'm gonna toss a piece of beef jerky at the statue.
Toss a piece of beef jerky at the statue.
Yeah, I want to see if it turns into golden beef jerky.
It does not.
Aw,
Beef jerky just lands on the floor.
that's sad.
So where do you frog march this goblin?
We could feed her to this scary altar lady.
No, let's not.
Uh,
Birdie, your talking privileges are revoked.
I have a thing in the notes
What's-
that says what happens if you do that.
What's your alignment again, Birdie?
Evil.
No, I'm just.
Malicious.
I'm not.
Birdie.
I'm just pointing out the obvious, not
Yeah,
suggesting.
and it's not.
Is
And
that
it's-
obvious?
It is not obvious, Birdie.
I'm trying to scare the goblin into helping us.
No, you're not. You're full
You're
of
just
shit.
being cruel.
Which I'm for. Don't get me wrong.
So
No,
Don't
Adrex is
lie to
in
me.
favor of giving the goblin to the horrible drow god.
Adrex isn't. No.
Okay.
Matt, the player, yeah.
Raazu speaks in Draconic to Birdie and says, "You give them the carrot first before you give them the stick, you idiot."
I don't think that's true.
And we know that
That's
Adrex
not-
knows what a carrot is because he has a snowman on his live journal.
It's a horn.
So we're gonna go head toward the entrance of the.
Still don't know how a goblin.
To the
gets
entrance
past.
of the compound. What I'll tell the goblin is that there's some other people here, but they're not. But they won't harm you. And while we're leaving, you will direct us to which way to go to get to this treasure. And we'll let you go once we get to the entrance.
Make a persuasion check. Well, actually, are you lying to this goblin? Do you actually intend to release her?
Yeah,
Okay, then make a persuasion check.
that's an 8.
An 8. Okay.
Mhm.
She seems very apprehensive. How do you? By what route do you take her down? Like, are you trying to get her down the rope in the banshee room?
We could probably go down the cranium rats room way because we cleared that place out, so it's probably safe to go that way now.
Okay. And who's the last person to leave this room as you walk through it?
Raazu will be.
Man, Raazu, you hear the drow ghosts from the fountain pleading with you to help.
Raazu ignores it.
And when you bring this little goblin out into the room, I mean, the collected, tired and hungry prisoners still here, including the Wemmick priests, who was on the rack, sees this goblin that you're bringing in.
Wait, didn't he lose his eyes?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, his eyes grew back. He's a human.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason to take human.
That is my favorite
No,
human trait.
I'm saying that he is still
Regeneration.
with the group. I'm trying to remind you guys that he exists.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. He exists, we got it.
Okay.
We're not gonna kill him.
And his eyes grew back. He actually grew back 3. It was awesome. But you can tell that there's no love lost between these people and goblins. Like, that's not the person they wanted to see from inside of the tower. The exception is Bronzel, who seems pretty neutral. He seems to regard this development almost with a layer of bemusement. But the goblin, when she sees how close she is to the entrance, she starts pointing at this stairwell. And she directs you to go downward, down the stairs to the lowest level. And from there, climb carefully down the spire, beyond the webs. And you'll find the room where the spellstones are kept.
Webs.
And then she starts saying, I go now, and pointing towards the door. You release me? Good on your word?
Can I
Go.
make an insight check to see if she told the whole truth?
Sure.
That's an 18.
Where's your horrible vomit eye?
It's floating over Raazu's shoulder.
So it's just dripping on Raazu?
A little bit.
That's gross.
That's gross. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
There's something malicious about this. And you see this goblin continue to cast just mean glances at Adrex and Birdie whenever possible.
And at the moment she says the thing that's like clearly BS, Wendy will raise up a hand and say, hold up, she's not telling everything.
And the goblin insists that the bird lady's lying.
Tell me who-
Implores to Raazu that the goblin is a good worker and is telling the whole truth.
We've already killed the bridge mimic, you know. Adrex stares at the goblin.
And there's no indication that the goblin knows what you're talking about. You just bark at her?
It's a
Snaps
pen
his
of
You
jaws.
can't tell what kind of animal he is.
He snaps his jaws at her.
Oh, so kind
Yeah.
of like Red 13.
Adrex is great at being a bully, so
Adrex is a dog.
Raazu, what do you do with this poor goblin?
Point to the door to the entrance.
Okay. And she begins to get excited that you're going to let her go.
Absolutely.
And she scampers out the front door as quickly as she can, hooting and hollering the whole way.
Birdie waves at her. She was a nice goblin.
She was
Bronzel
withholding information.
looks over and he says, I hope that you have no intention of actually climbing down the spire past the webs.
No, we've got another route that we can try.
And he
But let me
stands
tell
up.
you, I'm going to be so upset if I put that wand in there, those stairs turn around, and we get to the end, and there's just a bunch of looted stones. That's going to be it for me in this tower.
Bronzel stands up, walks over to Raazu, and leans in to whisper towards her so the other people behind him can't hear. When she says that there's another route that you're going to check, he implores you to check it quickly because he's not sure how much longer these prisoners will hold out.
Right.
Let's go now. That way I can see when we cross the bridge.
yes.
Yep. So yeah, let's head down. Let's head down the stairs here.
Did Adrex just flush himself? Is that what happened there?
Yeah.
Yep.
What kind of light sources are you carrying, and what kind of noise are you making as you cross this bridge at 36?
Raazu's got a torch. And as she, like, starting from here, because the idea is once she gets to this point, once she gets over here, she's gonna start banging the trunks of the trees with her with the butt of her halberd.
And as you do, I mean, in the distance, you see several of these monkeys fleeing from the light and the sound.
Raazu gives a self-satisfied nod. and continues on our way.
Okay, what's next?
I imagine, in terms of whether or not we're being quiet, unless someone's talking, I don't think we're saying anything.
I mean, except for banging on trees.
Yeah, except for banging on trees.
Yep, so gonna cross over here.
Banging on a trash can.
Wow.
And Adrex
Eddie,
jumped on the
coming
side.
Suddenly non-cipher bonuses are rescinded. Goodbye, Adrian.
And Raazu is standing before the door.
Open the door.
And the pillar is in the center of this room with the wand-shaped recess.
Raazu looks to Birdie.
You have the wand though.
I thought Birdie was. Birdie was bogarting it.
No,
gave
you
it
took it
back.
from her.
Oh, okay.
I gave it back.
Raazu sets the wand into the recess.
Okay, make a charisma saving throw.
I'm good at those.
Raazu just glares at Birdie anyway, though.
That's only a 12, though.
Raazu, you go to place the wand, and you suddenly realize that this wand you're carrying is a device of great magic and power. And you suddenly just cannot bring yourself to place it in this recess. You have no guarantee you'll ever see it again. And the idea of giving up this personal power is suddenly very abhorrent to you. You start thinking of all of the things you can do with this magic wand, the vast power that you can control.
It could summon boats.
And you guys
Raazu-
watch as Raazu pulls the wand out of her pack and holds it in front of the pillar for a moment, and then draws her hand back and replaces the wand in her pack.
Let's just. Never mind. Let's go. Let's go talk to it.
Nope. Nope. Hand it over.
Raazu, we're having a brain moment.
Yeah.
No.
There's rats behind this door. Give me the wand.
Suffice it to say that giving the wand to Adrex is a very, very bad idea.
No. Raazu starts to walk.
I'm going to sneak behind her, and I'm going to try and pickpocket the wand from her.
Make a sleight of hand check at disadvantage, because there's no way Raazu isn't expecting this.
Okay.
Perception? Or was it just going to be against passive perception?
No, it's going to be against your active perception.
Okay,
So
then.
you
So
got to
he's
beat an
making this
18.
check at disadvantage.
You got to beat an 18.
I met it. Equal.
Okay. And yeah, Birdie, I mean, you reach up to get your hand in the pack, and Raazu immediately spins around and smacks at it.
Raazu.
What?
Brain rats.
Do you even fathom what this thing can do? Like, I could feel its power.
I've got one just like it. It shoots pretty colors. It ain't no thing. Brain rats are telling you not to do it.
We killed the brain rats.
Well, obviously there's more. Because you just went to go put that wand in, and now you're all like, I don't want to put the wand in anymore. Do you not realize how absurd that sounds?
There's nothing absurd about that, Adrex. I'm not giving up this kind of power.
Wendy, where's your eyeball?
It's still over Raazu's shoulder.
Okay.
This is gross. Wendy, would you move that thing, please?
No, absolutely not. I'll trade it to you for that eye. For that wand, rather.
You monster. You absolute monster.
Tell you what, we'll trade wands. I'll give you my wand if you give me your wand. That way, you could still have an incredible amount of power, but with a different wand. Hmm?
What does your wand do?
The wand of pyrotechnics.
Oh.
Shoots pretty colors.
Mm,
Immense power in this wand. Unbelievable amount.
Can do anything, limited only by your imagination and certain rules.
I've never really seen what this wand of Adrex's does.
You
I
know
don't
what
think he's
it
ever.
is.
Yeah, no, it just makes sparkles.
No, you guys
Like,
are all
what's-
best good friends. Who've been adventuring together for a long time.
Yeah. Damn it, give me the wand! Adrix
Best-
lunges for
They're all
Raazu's
best good
pouch.
friends, and Birdie's there too.
All right. So Adrex is lunging for the wand.
I'm gonna help him.
Pouch.
I'm going to tackle. I'm gonna go for to hold one of her legs.
Hey, what's Raazu
She's
doing
gonna
to
sit
resist
behind her
any of this?
knees.
Raazu tries to back away from Adrex. So I guess would this be an initiative situation?
Sure. Nothing
Don't
better
have to
than
roll
players
partic-
rolling
Don't have to
initiative against each
roll-
other.
Don't have to roll particularly well. Raazu's on a 1. We don't need this. Bye, Red. There he is, right there.
So, Wendy, you see Birdie and Adrex are kind of advancing towards Raazu, and she's backing away from the door. To be clear, this is a 5-foot wide stone bridge without any barriers or banisters around the edges at all.
Oh, don't worry. As soon as my turn comes up, my held action is going to be I hold my action to grab the person who falls off this bridge.
Now that we're on initiative, if you would, go ahead and spawn in where your eyeball is sitting, because you can't move it without using an action.
Okay.
So you've got it floating up in the air? Just right there? Okay. And you're readying an action, so if somebody falls off the bridge, you're going to grab them?
Yeah.
Okay, now you're only going to be able to do that from the squares you're adjacent to, right there. Is that fine?
I'll move forward a bit.
Okay. Birdie.
Yeah. I was lunging for her legs and trying to knock her prone.
Okay. That's going to be... When you have to grapple her, then you can move her prone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Grapple.
Okay. Roll a hit.
This will be funny.
Oh, Raazu, don't get too cocky. If you want to know how you can roll badly on the stats you're good at.
Oh I exactly.
Let's see. I don't remember the rules for grapple. Hold on.
You just make it as a
Athletics.
hit roll right here.
Yeah, I rolled a 10, but do I add anything to it?
Does that hit
Strength.
Rasu's AC?
No,
No.
it does not.
Okay, I mean, you grab at her legs, but she just kicks you free. You're just not strong enough to get a grab around her legs. Are you moving or staying put?
I mean, there's nowhere to move. I'll just kind of move back a little bit.
Adrex.
Yeah, let's grab the pack.
Grab it from her?
Yeah.
Let's call this an opposed strength check. Raazu, how is your pack secured to you?
Just shoulder straps.
Shoulder straps? Okay. Adrex, make this check at disadvantage, because you got to pull the straps away from her shoulders, which are looped through her arms, which are holding a fiery torch in one hand and a halberd in the other.
Why do we bother rolling dice?
Well, let's see how
No,
well
I just-
Raazu rolls.
That's a 20.
I just fail at every roll I make.
You grab Rasu's pack and try to wrench it away from her, but she just pulls it away. And you never realized how strong she was. It's kind of hot.
No, it's not.
Raazu.
It's not my elf.
Raazu, for purposes of movement, you can consider me not your ally.
Okay. Birdie, what's your AC?
Are you actually going to hit me? It's a 15.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah, Raazu breaks out the whip again. For 5 slashing damage.
Okay, Birdie's down because he only had 1 hit point.
Raazu grabs this whip. So you just drop the halberd or drop the torch?
Drop the torch.
Drop the torch and grab up the whip, and you just lash it across Birdie's face. And he blacks out, hits the wall behind him, and slumps to the floor.
Raazu, you're being a real jerk.
And for a moment, like, you're holding this whip, and you kind of can't believe that you just did that.
Yeah.
The wand's not telling you to beat your friends to death.
Yeah, but they're trying to get it away from me.
Is this how Birdie dies? Because that would be hilarious.
Moving or staying
Might
put.
be. It might be.
Staying put, I can't.
Do you know how bad McDohl would feel forever if this is how Birdie dies?
I would feel absolutely terrible. Honestly.
He's been craving this since the first campaign. Someone else will die first.
He would cry.
I would cry, yes. I'd believe that.
Wendy.
Alright, this has gone too far. Raazu, I'm sorry. I'll let you by.
Okay.
All right, now that you've let me by, sharpshooter.
So, Raazu, you're not taking the whip attack on Windy?
Oh yeah, right.
She said okay before I moved. I didn't say anything
Well,
until she said okay.
Yeah, you haven't been. You haven't been actually aggressive toward her. So.
And to be clear, you can't fire non-lethal arrows.
Oh yeah, but she's a PC. She can take it.
Okay.
And that's a... I don't think that's going to hit. That's a 14?
Nope.
Just one arrow?
I've missed with the other one. The
Okay.
other one rolled worse.
Yeah, Raazu, Windy says that she'll let you by, and then she backs away and fires 2 arrows at you.
How dare!
You just hold your halberd up and parry both of them. Birdie, make a death save. That's good.
Pass.
That's a death save. There you go. You don't get the +3 for this because Razu's not your ally at the moment.
Yeah. Is it wrong that I'm kind of... there's a part of me that just hopes I die here?
That's
Yes.
kind of wrong, yes. Adrex.
Yeah, this is a little bit wrong.
Because it would be hilarious. Okay, so, yeah, okay, death save. Good.
Adrex.
Gosh, I should help Birdie. I
But
really want that wand. So we'll try again.
To grab it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a little better. Plus strength.
Yes, it's a post strength check. Just strength ability
That's an
check.
11.
That's a 14.
you rolled a 16. What? How did this happen?
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage because she's got it
Oh,
secured
okay.
to her arms.
Yeah, that's a disadvantage roll. An advantage one.
You got an extra attack, bro.
You do?
Yeah. Will you let me roll again?
No, that wasn't a melee weapon attack. You're trying to
Yeah.
take an item
Alright.
from her.
Oh, okay.
Raazu, being kind of a jerk.
Raazu, this is a very bizarre situation that you're in. You're not really sure how it got to this point.
Yeah.
You're up.
Lay on hands on Birdie. Gain 5 hit points.
Did you go whip him again?
This is the next 20 minutes.
And she says, I trust I've made my point.
No, you have not made your point.
That's my turn. She's
Windy.
not giving ground.
All right. Well, your pack's not wearing armor, right? I'm gonna take a slice at that pack's strings. Try to break it free so Adrex can grab it easier.
Roll to hit.
One of those is a 25
Pass.
What are you slashing with?
with my claws.
Oh, just your claws?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sever the binds of the pack. So now it's just loosely hanging from Razu's shoulders.
Sorry, Raazu, I'll buy you a new one.
Adrex. No. Birdie.
Yes. Birdie's going to jump on Raazu's back
Okay.
and start just trying to grapple her. Just grab her by the head. Just grab her head. That's all I'm trying to do.
jump up and grab her head.
Yeah.
What's the goal here?
Mostly blind rage.
Okay. Let's make a... We'll call that an unarmed attack. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh, okay. So that would be a 13. So it's not
Nope.
going to hit.
And you leap up to try to grab onto Raazu, but she effortlessly grabs you by the scruff of the neck and throws you back to the ground. Adrex.
All right. Next attempt to get the pack.
Okay. No longer rolling at disadvantage because the straps have been cut.
Hey, I got blips.
Uh-oh. We're blipping that.
Oh,
Don't have to roll that high.
so tired of this.
There you go.
There
You
we
got
go.
it.
That's a
You got it.
23.
And you
Yeah, you got it.
snatch the pack. Raazu, what all's in your pack?
Lots of weird shit.
Raazu.
What?
Roll a d20 and roll high.
9.
Adrex, you grab this pack, and Raazu grabs it as well. You wrench it free from her grip, and it kind of slams back into your armor, and you hear something shatter inside it.
Cold resistance potion gone.
You don't have a cold resistance potion, son.
Hey, if it was
As far as
health,
I can
I can make you a new one. Don't worry.
Adrex
shown
comes
I've
in
got
the
a-
back?
You had my notes say you had a spider climb potion.
I can't make you one of those. You're on your own.
I had cold resistance from somewhere.
We handed them out. We had scrolls of cold resistance.
Adrex wants the wand.
Okay.
Can Adrex grab the wand?
It's going to take you an action to dig it out of the pack, because you don't know how the pack's
Right.
arranged.
Alright.
Are you moving or staying put?
Staying put.
And Raazu, after 20 seconds or so of this back and forth, like, you feel this dizzying effect on your head, and you feel this compulsion to own this wand drain away as Adrex grabs this pack off your back and starts rummaging through it.
Raazu rubs her temples and then just kind of looks at everyone like, "What happened?"
Oh, you know what happened. There's no confusion as
Like-
to what happened.
Something got in my head. I
Wendy
don't-
will let loose a sigh of relief. Sorry for trying to shoot you.
Birdie raises both of his arms and goes, "You whipped me again."
I'm
That
sure you
wasn't on her.
deserved it.
That one's not on her. Normally I take your side with this, Birdie. You know that.
And Adrex, going through the pack, I mean, there's Raazu's stuff is in there, and there's a broken potion bottle.
Yeah, the potion of spider climb's gone then.
Ooh, that potion was white and sticky, too.
Ew.
That's gross.
Adrex, what did you do?
Adrex.
And you find the stone wand hidden inside. That's now white and sticky, covered in spider climb potion.
Does that mean
What
if
are
we
we gonna-
threw it at the wall, it would stick?
What are we going to do if it happens again? We need a contingency plan.
Can I? Well, here. How about this? Let me
Raazu
do it.
holds up her whip. That's a contingency plan.
We're not going to...
Here, I have an idea. Whoever's going to put the Birdie puts the wand in, because we can grapple him. We know that. Birdie also puts his weapons behind me, so he can't get them. And then Birdie, you get to hold the wand for a minute and be the first person to find out what it does.
That's a good idea. I like that entire sequence.
Okay. Birdie, what do you do with your weapons?
Well, I'll give them to Wendy.
Okay.
All right.
All
So I
of
start
them?
all of them.
Okay.
So I start unstrapping knives, and I don't have as many as Red, but I still got a few.
He pulls a
No, like
bazooka out
Wendy
of his
stands there the whole
shorts.
time, like not thinking this is weird. Remember, Wendy carries way too many weapons.
Yeah.
So you give Wendy all your equipment, except for just,
Yeah.
like, clothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
In
What
my
is
armor.
everybody else doing as Birdie is... Are you staying in the room with him, and Wendy's at the door?
Raazu
Yeah,
is attempting to cobble together something that she can use to carry her equipment
I'll be in the bridge.
from the
Because-
remains of her backpack.
Adrex
Oh, I
is
just sliced
ready.
the straps. You could just knot them together.
Yeah, repairing
Adrex.
that pack is going to be trivial. You can do that
Okay.
during a rest.
Yeah, that's what Razu's doing.
That's
Alright,
why I
then
sliced
this-
the straps and not the bottom of the pack.
And Birdie takes a sticky stone wand.
Adrex
Okay.
is ready to grapple Birdie.
Okay. Birdie,
That's just on principle, but, you know.
make a charisma saving throw.
13.
You do get
13.
+3 to this. So 16.
No, it's 13. I added
Oh.
that three.
Okay.
And the same compulsion. It's like you just become aware of the vast power held in the recesses of this wand. And you've seen the horrors and wonders that Inkacha was able to build with her magic. And it would just be a terrible waste.
Alright,
Birdie-
I see that look before
Birdie's-
Matrix, you're up.
Birdie screams mine and tries to run out the door.
Nope. That triggers Adrex's held action, and he tries to grapple Birdie.
It's more of a hold action.
And I believe Adrex has to add proficiency to this, doesn't he?
Well, right now it's... Yeah, this is Adrix's turn. Well, technically this is Adrix's reaction on Birdie's turn.
Yeah. So that is a plus strength is 16, plus proficiency is. What is it not just a list
19.
proficiency? 19.
I get to add. Is this an acrobatics check for me?
It's either strength athletics or dex acrobatics.
Okay, so I rolled that's 16.
16?
Got him.
So Adrix got him?
Yep.
Hey, Adrix, you snap him up out of the ground as Birdie yells mine and turns to run out of the room.
Alright, Raazu, take the wand.
Yep. Take the wand from Birdie.
You wrench the wand out of Birdie's grip. And Birdie, after 20 seconds or so, when you're no longer in contact with his wand, you start to calm down. And you feel kind of lightheaded and dizzy. And you're not sure why you did what you just did.
Alright, Adrex, don't let him go. Raazu, kind of like hold the wand near him and see if we can try again with Birdie, because he's a lot easier to grab than you are.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I'll look Birdie dead in the eye and say, "Okay, we're gonna try this again, right?"
Okay.
All right. Hand the wand back to Birdie.
Okay, is Adrix still holding him?
Yeah.
Just dangling me back.
Just hold him near the hole, actually. Like, why
Yeah.
even let go of him?
Yeah, exactly.
So Adrix
that's what I thought we
turns
were doing.
holding Birdie, and Birdie is near the hole again, holding his wand.
Oh,
God damn it, Birdie.
oh.
Birdie yells mine and starts gnawing on Adrix's arms.
Rip it away again, Raazu. You
Go
got
ahead.
him.
Again, take it away.
At this point, since you guys have pretty much got this on lock, I just want him to keep rolling this save to see how many iterations of this we go
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, just roll it like a bunch more times, Birdie. Yep, one more. Let's go.
Adrix is just
Yep.
filled with
Alright,
light.
try again.
Oh,
No.
Adrix can't wait to write about this in the live journal.
There you go.
There it
Adrix,
is.
your arm
A minute later, Adrix covered with bite marks.
covered in bite marks. Several of you have been kicked in the face. He keeps screaming mine. Eventually, Birdie... Adrix gets his hand around Birdie's wrist and shoves it into the pillar. And the wand fits very snugly into the hole. Birdie, you watch in horror as this stone pillar comes detached and sinks very quickly into the ground with a very loud crash as the whole stone of it sinks about 20 feet downwards, and the wand sinks with it.
I let out like a mournful wail, going no.
Raazu,
Windy, this took way longer than anybody could have possibly expected.
Are you sure?
Raazu cuffs Birdie on the back of the head, and then
All right. Once Adrix is convinced that Birdie is back to quote normal, he'll put Birdie down.
Okay. And Birdie, you are back to
And-
normal.
And
Except you don't
Adrix
have any
turns to
of your
Raazu.
equipment.
It says, "Can I borrow your whip for a second,
no,
please?
no,
My God, please,
no,
just once."
I'm sorry.
no.
Here, Birdie,
nearly-
you were you were very good, and here's your stuff back.
Thank you.
I nearly killed him last time. I don't think he could take another hit.
Adrix flexes his arm. Look at that! Look at that! Look at those
Adrix,
bite
meanwhile,
marks!
has taken 1/2 a point of damage. He's just the
Adrix.
world's biggest baby.
Adrex, take a point of poultice. Gain a hit point from poultice.
Birdie waves that. Just rub some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
Don't make me shove you over the side.
There is soil over here in the horrible gorilla jungle.
So this whole pillar structure just kind of sank down. Though there's no there's no new passage. dropping
No,
down
it's on the other side from the staircase.
Some mist bullshit.
If you recall, this
Okay.
is the pillar that had a seam around the perimeter
Right.
of it that was not
Yeah.
connected to the stairs.
Can-
the whole pillar
whole freaking
crashed
staircase
down
turn
about
around.
20 feet.
Can
We
you
went over this.
can you look down this hole? Did
No.
it leave a hole? Okay.
I mean, the pillar sank 20 feet, but remember, this pillar extends upward hundreds and hundreds of feet, all the way up through
Oh.
the library.
I was
Alright,
just
let's go
wondering if
back
we
around.
could get back down without having to go all the way around and potentially fall off the bridge.
Yeah, Windy takes advantage of the arcane eye to just fly around the edge.
Okay.
It's just as sorry guys, put up a lot of bullshit from you guys. I need about 30 seconds to come to terms.
How much?
Clack,
How much?
clack, clack.
How much of the hour? How much of the hour duration of the arcane eye did that eat up?
It's got very little left because I mean, you guys did the whole combat, plus you searched the treasury, plus you traveled all the way down here. You had a conversation with Bronzel. By the time you get back around, the arcane eye will have been consumed. When you come back into this room, it looks pretty much the same as you left it. There's no new passage open. There's the stairs winding upward. The pillar is still sitting in the center of or in the back wall of the room, rather. The stairs reach up and wind around it.
I guess we'll just follow the pillar pathway then. Follow this
Well,
up to
no,
the,
we step into the staircase. Does the staircase now descend down another 20 feet?
No. The pillar
Okay.
descended. The stairs didn't do anything.
Well, if the pillar went down, that would mean that there's something up.
upward. Yeah. That's why I was thinking we go up to where the library is.
Yep.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
And
yeah, by the time you are starting to climb up, because remember, this area of the dungeon is much, much lower than the actual dungeon over here. By the time you start coming up these stairs, the arcane eye blinks away. Your hour is up. This is happening right here. Okay.
Your fault.
It's visual. It's visual.
And climbing up into the library chamber, you see where the pillar previously extended up into the ceiling. Now it's kind of cut away. So instead of being a full circular pillar, it has a cross section shaped like this, like a semicircle. And set into the flat edge of it are handholds, and a ladder ascends up through a new hole in the floor to the layer above.
Woohoo! Here we go. Raazu.
Nodal, was that fucking missed enough for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you missed the moment last session where I was just like, "Oh, this is some REM shit." I know what's happening here.
Yeah.
Before we go up there, can Adrex hit me with with his healer's kit, please? Like, not actually hit me with it. That's not what I'm asking.
Good thing you clarified. Where are...
That was funny.
In my notes somewhere, it says the remaining healers get charges because I can't put it on.
It was 3, and then I think you used 2 of them, so this would be your last one.
All right.
I mean,
Here you go, Birdie. You can have the last one.
I imagine your
Get
healer
back.
kit is just lollipops.
It's lollipops and pink band-aids.
Aw.
well, and the lollipops are grape flavored.
Adrix has
Get
Powerpuff
back
Girls mandates.
9 plus
Yes.
your maximum amount of hit die.
Okay, 15 it is. Thank you.
So you have this ladder ascending up to the room above. There's no light up there. No light source at all.
Andrew,
Raazu's
you can
got
just
her
say
torch.
9 plus level.
Yeah, that's right. You were correct.
Raazu does have a
That is
torch.
a thing I can do. Why don't they say that then? Why do they say?
Because there's probably a way to get more hit die.
Probably because it's you could do multi-class.
Yeah, you get different hit die depending on what classes. you
Yeah.
take.
Okay.
Yeah, so Raazu starts climbing up the ladder.
Because I'm assuming by does max hit die mean the number of hit dice you have, or the highest number on your hit die?
I think it's the number.
I don't know. I'd have to
Yeah.
read the
Yeah, well,
feature. The adventure's
It's,
over at this point, so it
each-
doesn't matter anymore. But
HP equal to the creature's maximum number of hit dice.
maximum number of hit dice. Okay, then yeah, that is functionally the equivalent of level, as far as I know.
Oh no! It reverted.
Oh, here, there you go.
thank
So climbing
goodness.
up into this chamber, it is the top landing. That looks similar to the other top landings. I mean, it looks very similar to room number 40 over here, except instead of the staircase spiraling down, you have this hole in the middle. And looking up, you can see the circular recess in the ceiling where the pillar would have connected to. So you've got kind of this stone plug in the roof. And there are doors here and to the north. Both of them look like they're secured with heavy locks that have been skillfully picked and left open.
Oh, damn it.
How did they even get in here? Like,
How
did they come up here and then just reset the traps?
Yeah, that's wild. Well, check for traps anyway, just to be safe.
Fine, I'm checking this door for traps.
Okay, and the door is actually sitting partially open.
Because
it's been skillfully picked.
Okay, well, I'll kick it open then.
To be clear, I'm faster than that goblin. I will hunt them down.
If you
Raazu-
kick it, you'll be closing it because it opens out into the room.
Oh, well, okay, in that place.
I mean, you
Mr.
could
My
kick
door-
it in
my door-
frustration and close it, and then just open it again. That's fine.
I'll open it. My doors all have magical hinges that swing both ways.
And opening into this room, you're looking into... I mean, the floor below you in the staircase was a small library chamber. Looking into this room, you see Inkach's actual, real library. And it ascends 3 or 4 stories above, and it's just books everywhere with large wooden ladders affixed to tracks. There's reading tables in the area and lecterns on which to set the books. There are writing implements and many desks. You can tell just by looking in here, this is, first of all, a very comfortable chamber, and second of all, Inkacha must have spent a lot of time here.
Wendy sniffs the air, and then her talons start itching.
Does that even
I'll
work?
open this. I'm gonna open this door too and peek in.
Okay. And it looks like a similar chamber, except instead of bookshelves going up 3 stories, you see stone recesses in the wall. Where at some point... I mean, this is effectively the room that Riverleaper described to you, that held all of the spell stones. But you don't see any sitting on the shelves.
This is some bullshit. This right here is some bullshit.
I'm going to go in and. So, what are they? There's. Is there
There are
anything
stone
out of place?
shelves carved into the wall,
Uh-huh.
and then at regular intervals, there are handholds where you can climb up to like the next tier, where there are more shelves, and there are 3 of these tiers. You could have fit thousands of such stones in this room.
And
They've
they're
all been gone.
all gone.
I mean, at first glance, looking through the room with no light source and just your dark vision, which doesn't allow you to see in the nooks and crannies or color or anything, just looking in the room, the shelves look empty.
No, I mean Birdie is very frustrated, and he will snatch the torch and start climbing shelves, looking like he's gonna go slowly across every single shelf.
Who has the magic?
Make an
torch?
investigation check.
Wendy does.
Wendy does.
Okay.
I'll take it out.
Yeah.
That's an 11.
Adrex is curious about this room.
Somebody can aid him on that investigation if they'd like, if somebody else is also investigating.
Raazu will.
Okay? Birdie, make that check at advantage.
That is a 13.
13.
So if only Red was here.
So, there are 3 tiers of shelves. So here, here, and here are kind of small, like ladders, kind of carved into the stone walls, so you've got handholds where you can climb up. This one, the bottom half of this ladder has descended down into the floor. Like, if you imagine this maybe 6-foot high piece of stone with handholds carved into it, the bottom 3 feet of it has fallen away, sunk down into the floor, revealing a recess in the wall. The recess is empty, but you don't notice similar recesses behind this or this handholds.
So
Go look for them.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look for a way to trigger the recesses.
Okay? And grabbing in at these handholds, you just feel the stone. But then, the top of your hand in one of these holes bumps something in the stone. And turning your hand over with your fingers, it feels like you can slip them up and around into this little stone crevice.
I'm gonna do it.
Is that smart?
Yes. I am so curious as to what's in there. Birdie, do it.
Would Wendy do it?
Yeah.
Is Wendy doing it to the other one?
Yeah. Wendy's blind and she's reaching in there. Adrex, show me how to do this.
Okay.
I mean, is there any hands? There's no gore or anything on this one that was visible, right?
You don't know, because the handhold that you're touching on this door, the corresponding one on this one has sunk down into the floor.
If Wendy loses a hand, she will use her feet.
You guys are going to come back next week. Wendy's going to be laying on the ground with no limbs left, pecking at it with her head.
Wendy's only got, like, a torso, a head, and wings. And she's just fucking flying around, bashing into stuff.
No, both of you slip your hands up in, and Birdie, it's easier for you because you don't have weird talons that are not at all the shape or length of drow fingers.
Sure.
But you both release this catch, and you feel the stone give way. And as soon as you pull your arm back, the stone slides slowly down to the floor. And there's a recess inside. Birdie, there are 2 spell stones in that recess. And Wendy, there is 1 in yours.
I'll reach in and feel around with my talons to make sure that there's not something I can't see.
No, and Adrex can confirm looking in.
I was more looking for, like, illusions, to be honest, because it seems like something Drow would do to have a secret room, and then inside there is an illusion of another room.
I mean, I just both one in each hand and then raise them up victoriously.
Okay, and Birdie turns around and he's holding 2 spell stones, and Wendy has 1.
Raazu politely collapses. Or claps, I'm sorry. Collapses.
How do you?
That's a Freudian slip right there.
Just a golf clap.
Yeah.
Okay, Birdie, what did you do with the featherweave sack that you got from the treasury?
I just have it in my bag.
Okay, I'm gonna itemize that for you so I can take it off my notes.
Okay, well you'll just say that I just dump it out right here.
I'm typing.
You
so
dump
go
it
ahead.
out on the hard stone floor?
No, I mean like, I don't mean like physically dump it out. I mean, let's open the bag and itemize the stuff.
Listen. Don't get jealous or nothing. But after I itemize what's in this bag, we're gonna take our break, and I have TGI Fridays mozzarella sticks in my freezer.
I have fried taters.
Okay, so you have Potion N in this bag.
N. Ooh.
N, which is a yellow liquid with a bobbing eyeball inside of it.
Someone adding this to the sheet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm adding it to the party loot, and then someone else can transcribe it.
Cool.
Okay.
Who's taking Potion N?
I mean, I'll take it. Everything.
Birdie's taking it for now?
Yeah, because I gotta identify all this stuff.
Okay.
And then we can decide what to do after that.
You find Potion O,
Oh.
which just looks like water.
It's just water.
It looks like water.
It's refreshing. It's extra refreshing water.
Did I say extra refreshing water?
No.
It's less refreshing water.
You find a cracked and empty potion bottle. You find 8 arrows with pitch black feather sheaths on them. Technically, you find 9 arrows, but one of them is broken. And that's it in the bundle. And also, I just checked, and I apparently didn't make runes for these spellstones. I thought I had, but I didn't, and I'm going to have to do that during the break, because I'm a good planner.
Cool.
One of them is fine greater steel.
Any other business you guys want to tend to at Unconscious Place before checking out?
I mean,
yeah, I want. Adrex is curious about this library.
Okay. I mean, it would spend... Well, first of all, flipping through the text, they are all written in Drow. And they look like they're all written in Koch's hand.
Wendy's gonna bring the Illithid up here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah,
we'll do that
probably
scene
gonna-
when we come back from break.
Yeah.
I've had to pee for the past hour, and I really want to eat TGI Fridays mozzarella sticks.